All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use DaVinci Resolve so that you can edit your vlogs. This is going to be a beginner's tutorial. I'm going to try to hopefully introduce you to what DaVinci Resolve is and how easy it is to pick it up and learn how to use it. I highly recommend this program if you're thinking about getting serious about video editing in the future, but you can also just edit vlogs on it. Now, if you're just going to be editing vlogs, this might be a little bit pricey. It is a one-time fee versus Adobe Premiere where you have to have the subscription. So in the long run, I think you save more money with this and you have a lot of great, amazing tools that you can grow into if you ever think about becoming a professional. This program is the way to go. Color grading, cutting, sound design, everything. This thing has it all. So I know a lot of people have switched over from Adobe Premiere into DaVinci. I've never touched Adobe Premiere, so I have nothing to say. So don't ask me about Adobe Premiere. I only know DaVinci Resolve because that's what I started with. So let's get started here on my desktop. Once you open up DaVinci Resolve, I already did that. So you're gonna get a little window that says name your project. Once you name it, hit open, and you're gonna be prompted to this media pool page. And basically in this media pool page, you are going to select all the media, your audio files, anything that you have, your vlog files, and drag them into the project. So into DaVinci Resolve from the source. So if you have them on a hard drive, they're gonna be dragged into the project that you're working on. One of the things I really like about DaVinci Resolve is that DaVinci Resolve divides their workspaces so that way you don't have all these different pages in one screen and then it gets overwhelming. They have one for cutting, one for timeline, one for special effects, color grading, sound design, and then finally export it. And it all makes sense. They organize it so that you do it in a certain order. Now, we're not going to be using all of the pages in this tutorial. I'm just going to teach you the very simple tools that I use to cut up a vlog. This isn't a color grading tutorial, by the way. I'm just going to show you how to cut the vlog, export it, and use the simple tools so that you can get started on your vlogging journey here on YouTube. So once you open that up, you're in the media pool page. This is where you grab your source file. I keep all my vlogs in the desktop because it's easy. Basically, when I finish vlogging, I hook up my Action 5 and then I drag all the files into a folder on the desktop called Vlog. That way I can find them easily. Once I'm done editing, I delete them all and I just keep the final vlog. I think I already said that in this video, but just in case. So I just recorded one video clip for demonstration purposes. This isn't a real vlog. So once we find it there, it's in my desktop vlog. I'm gonna drag that into the project. So now it's down here. Once we have it in the project, we can now access it in the editing timeline, which is the third tab. The second tab after that, it's cutting. So basically in this cutting window is exactly what the word says. It's to cut your clips and to be able to just have like the workable footage in the timeline. You can try to mess with that. I don't know anybody that uses that page at all, but you can do it that way. That's how DaVinci Resolve kind of designed it. It probably is really good if you actually learn it, but I do it, I guess, like the old school way, which is what I feel like a lot of people still do it. Even if you're coming from like CapCut or Adobe Premiere, I think that you cut all your videos on the timeline. So that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go to the timeline, the editing, or they call it the edit page, but this is where the timeline is. And now up here on the top right corner, you're gonna be able to see all the clips that you dragged. Here's the one I took out. If you don't see it, just hit media pool and this window will pop up. And this is where you're gonna drag your video into the timeline. Once it's in here, it probably looks exactly like what CapCut or Adobe Premiere looks like when you drag a clip. Up here, obviously you can see what that clip is. You can click on it and play it. I'm playing it from up here, but you can also click down here, and now because I dragged it, you can play it down here. Now here's one big tip that I think that you're gonna like out of this video that has helped me a lot, and that is shortcuts. I'm gonna teach you two simple shortcuts that have changed my life. I use these shortcuts on every project professionally and vlogging. It speeds up the editing process for me. And in order to do that, you're gonna go to the top right corner where it says DaVinci Resolve. And you're gonna go to keyboard customization. Click on that. And then the only two shortcuts that I have, you can choose any key that you want, but I have mine set to S. S is basically the razor. So once you click on S, just go to commands and find razor. and add that to, yeah, once you click on here, it's going to show you the commands. Go to the timeline and hit razor, and that's what that command does. So the razor is to cut, to add little cuts in your clips. And then the next one I have is Q, because it's just like it falls like naturally right there with my, like I can just set my hand there, and I have S and Q. And basically Q, you're gonna go to start to playhead, and then over here you go to trim, and you're gonna select the ripple section and hit start to playhead on the ripple selection. Ripple, what ripple does is it deletes and then it drags all of the footage to the next clip, and it attaches it to it. I'll show you a little bit more what that looks like, just so that you can get an idea if in case I'm not explaining it correctly. But those are the two shortcuts that I use for pretty much everything. I have a couple other ones, but they're more advanced. This isn't what this tutorial is about. I don't want to confuse you. So S and Q, if you need to, you can pause the video so you know exactly how to get this, but we're gonna close this tab. And basically, let me show you what this S does. So S is basically what this razor thing is up here, which is like, this is how you make like cuts. Okay, I'm gonna delete those. But basically, if you drag your playhead to that location, you hit S, it does exactly that. Like I could just hit S, 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 and it creates cuts. Super easy. Let me show you what Q does. Q is my favorite one. So you see down here, here's your audio file, and that's attached to your clip, and on top is video. As you can see, audio, stereo sound channel, video is at the top. And you can see here that I wasn't talking until this point. So if I wanted to start my vlog there and I wanted to hit S, typically you would do razor, you would cut it, and then you'd go here, and then you click this, and then you would hit delete, right? And then you would have to grab this and drag it to the beginning, right? So this is what Q does. So let me rewind all this back. This is what Q does. Let's say this is where you wanted to start your vlog because you didn't have anything over here. If I hit Q, check this out. Boom. It razor cuts it, deletes the clip before that, and it drags everything to the next, wherever the next starting point is. If you had a clip before that, it'll just attach it to it, and you can keep going this way. So let me show you a demonstration here. And that's just with Q. So for example, this is how I start editing my vlog. I drag the clip and then I listen. So here we go.
All right, guys, this is just a clip for testing purposes.
So let's say I wanted to delete that little empty space right here. I would hit S to hit a cut, because that basically creates like a start and end line. So think of it that way. It just creates a start and end line for the cut. And then I want to delete this. I'll bring the playhead to that location right there. And then I hit Q, and then look, it just deleted that clip and dragged everything to where the start line was. So let's say I wanted to delete all these little empty spaces where I wasn't talking. I could just hit S, drag it here, Q, S, drag it here, Q, S, Q. And then when you play it all together.
Guys, this is just a clip for testing purposes. I'm talking, I'm vlogging, and I'm off my break.
So see how easy that I can cut my clip. Here's another space. I hit S to create a start line, and then this is where I want Q, and then it drags everything over. And that is how I cut my clips.
This is just a clip for testing purposes. I'm talking, I'm vlogging, and I'm off my break, or not really off my break, but I'm just making up words right now, so that way.
That has changed my life. That's how I'm able to cut and edit fast. I often edit longer videos for clients, documentaries and stuff like that, and sometimes I have to listen. Weddings too, where I'm editing, you know, speeches or anything like that, and these are like hour long. Being able to have that shortcut to be able to just listen, cut, delete, just defeats the whole grabbing the mouse and clicking on different tools, clicking, delete, and everything. It takes forever. So shortcuts are key. If you take anything from this tutorial, is to really get your shortcuts down. If there's a lot of different shortcuts that you can learn, and I'm pretty sure there's videos out there that teach you like a bunch of different shortcuts. and if you want to get more advanced with it. But those two shortcuts that I just taught you in this video are the ones that have sped up, and they're like, I use them 100% every single time I edit videos. Once you are done, pretty much that's pretty much it for editing in terms of cutting and getting your video ready. So once you are done here, and let's say this is where we want to finish the vlog, let's say this is the whole vlog. One of the things that I like to do here, and this is a very simple audio editing, basically what this does is that it makes sure that the levels meet the YouTube like decibel requirements or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it works for me. I use it for all my vlogs, and if you like the audio on my vlogs, this is what I do. Okay, so this is what I'll do. I'll grab the whole vlog, I'll right click it, and then I go to normalize audio levels, and I hit independent, and I hit normalize, and see how it bumped up the WAV file a little bit. That means that it was a little bit too low for YouTube, and there's already a preset in DaVinci Resolve for YouTube, so I just use that, and it keeps everything leveled. Like I said, this isn't a color grading tutorial. This is just how to cut up vlogs. Once you're done with that, we're not going to be using the next workspace, which is Fusion. That's kind of like Adobe After Effects if you want to add any motion graphics and stuff like that. The next tab is your color page, which we're not going to do here. I'm just pretend I shot this in normal color profile. This isn't a color grading tutorial. The next one would be sound design, but I'm not doing anything with sound. Finally, the one we're going to be using here is going to be the export page. So once you go to the export page, here's some key settings. We are obviously set your destination. I always do desktop. Up here, you'll name your vlog. So I'll put vlog test, and then I always export everything in MP4 H.264. I know that when you're filming on Action 5, I believe you're filming in H.265. I could be wrong. Either way, H.264 MP4 is very well known around all types of apps and everything like that. So I just keep it to that. And obviously your timeline resolution is going to be what you set it to, which, oh, I almost forgot something. We're going to go down here to settings. You're going to want to do this. Actually, I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. But if you go down here to the gear, it's in the bottom right corner. I don't know if you can see it on the screen recording. Right now we're 16:9, so our timeline resolution is 1920 by 1080. That's HD. If you want vertical, all you got to do is click there. The next thing you're going to do is that's very important. You're going to go to color management. And this is the color management that I use, or color space transforms that I use. You can use whatever you want. The standard one is Rec 709 2.4 gamma. So I don't use that because I always get gamma shifts. And what gamma shift is basically, I'm not gonna get too technical with it, but let's say you edited and color graded a video, and then when you export it, I don't know if you've ever had it to where it just didn't match the grade. It's either a little bit less contrasty or too contrasty or darker or brighter. In order to remove that, I use timeline color space and output color space to Rec 709A. I don't know what A means, but I call it Apple. So Rec 709 Apple. It is for Apple displays. Most of us have iPhones. I think the majority of the world probably, or the country here in the US, has iPhones. So I'm gonna tailor towards iPhones because that's what I use, and I think most people use that. Also, I haven't seen it shift in other devices that are not Apple, so I think Rec 709 is the best one to use. That's what I use for professional work, for everything. So Rec 709A is the way to go for projects. If you want to use the standard Rec 709 2.4, you can totally do that, but you might run into some issues in terms of your grade or your edit not looking the same. So that's very, very important. I don't use color manage. I just use DaVinci YRGB, keep it standard. And then one of the things that you'll have to do as well is go to preferences up in DaVinci. After you do that, and you're going to go to general, and this is very important. You're going to click automatically tag Rec 709 scene clips as Rec 709A. Make sure that's checked on, and then use 10-bit precision in viewers if available. Plus, make sure that this one's checked into use Mac display color profiles for viewers. And then you hit save. Make sure that you set those settings before you start the project. The cool thing is that you only have to do it once. Once you do it once. That's gonna be kind of like the default for your projects, and you don't ever have to set them again. I don't ever touch them. I just edit and color grade in Rec 709A. I know if you are a little bit more of an advanced user, which I don't know why you would be watching this video, but anyways, I know that as you go to Rec 709A from log and DaVinci RGB manage whatever, your color space is going to reduce. The amount of colors you have to edit and color grade are going to get shrunk down. I know that. I don't care. I don't need a billion thousand colors to edit a vlog. That's not what vlogs are about. If I was making a movie, if I was making a commercial for a client or a documentary, that's different. Even then, I still use Rec 709A, and I haven't had issues in my whole entire 14-year career of color grading and editing and stuff like that. So I'm gonna continue using it. I know that there are different ideas out there, but you can go watch an advanced video for that. This is for simple newbies and people to get started. Okay, so now that I showed you those settings, back to the export. Sorry, I kind of just bounced from one place to the other, but basically, this is very important, and this is what's going to dictate your quality. You're going to go down here to quality and take it off automatic and set it to for HD, which is 1080. I always go down to 45,000, and then if I go 4K, I try to double that a little bit and go to 80,000, and I found that that's kind of like the sweet spot for file size and quality. That's what I've been using for all of my videos on YouTube, and also for professional. Keep those numbers. I got these numbers from I forgot where. I got them like years ago from a professional colorist and everything like that. And I've just stuck with them, and they just work. They really do work. The file sizes aren't too big, but then you also are not sacrificing bit rate, because if you go automatic, what it's gonna do, it's gonna add like a variable bit rate. And so what happens is, if let's say you're just panning around with your Action 5 and there's a lot of movement and color shifts and everything because of lighting and environment, basically what it's gonna do is that it's gonna adjust depending on the scene. It's gonna adjust how much information and color and quality is gonna be in those scenes. And sometimes if you move too fast, you'll see weird banding, especially in the skies. There was a video I messed around with, and you can see really heavy banding in the sky. And what banding is basically you almost see like a grade scale. You'll see like dark blue, like a hard pixelated lighter blue, and then another hard pixelated even lighter blue. So it almost, you can see it's not like nice and gradient looking. So that's what that does. So 45,000 for 1080 and 80,000 for 4K UHD. Other than that, everything else I leave the same. I don't do multi-pass encode, none of that stuff. I don't get too crazy with that. As long as you have the 80,000 KB, you're gonna get kilobits or whatever the heck they're called. You're gonna get an amazing quality vlog. That's what I use for that. And I also use them for my Sony S-Log3, and it works amazing. So once you do that, you hit add to render, and then it'll show it up over here. It shows up over here. And then to finish off, you just hit render all, and that'll render it to the location that you put up here. Those are the only tools that you'll need to learn to cut and edit your vlogs. On the next video, I'm gonna go into depth about how I color grade it, which is really not that big of a tutorial. Literally, it'll be like a 2-minute tutorial, maybe 5 minutes, but because I don't take too much time on vlogs. All these tutorials, guys, are for beginner vloggers. They're not meant for professional, commercial editing or anything like that. If you guys would be interested in watching something like that, it'll take me a lot longer, but I can definitely do that. I just know that this channel is about vlogging and teaching vloggers how to use their tools so that they can go out there and tell their stories and document their life. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm going to go on a walk, so if you want to join me, stick around and let's go chat about life and stuff. All right, guys. Wednesday, July 16th. How's everybody doing? I wanted to update you guys on my over a week break of no vlogging. No, I didn't even pick this camera up until today, honestly. Didn't touch it at all. It felt kind of weird. One of the things I noticed, which kind of confirmed what I've talked about in my early vlogs, I'm talking like 5-6 months ago,
But remember when I talked to you guys about when I started my vlogging journey, one of the biggest things that I noticed was that all of a sudden I had kind of stopped consuming so much YouTube, like because I was now on it seemed like you almost jump to a creator side of things. And then when you're creating, you're so busy creating and thinking of what to create that you don't consume as much. Like, it's weird how that works. And I can tell you that it's true because I took this 7-day or whatever, 10-day break from vlogging, didn't even touch this camera at all. No, I wasn't vlogging and saving vlogs and I wasn't doing anything. Literally today, I picked up the camera. I decided I wanted to make a little quick DaVinci Resolve tutorial, teach you guys a few things, and hopefully that tutorial helped. I want to give out as much information as I can to help you guys know your tools so that way you can mess around with your vlogs and everything like that. I hope that you guys are enjoying those, and if you are, please let me know in the comments, like the video, all that stuff, so that way I can keep making more and the algorithm picks it up and all that good stuff. But anyways, we're taking this break. I've realized that, man, the past week I have consumed so much Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts and just random YouTube videos to the point where after this happened in like the first 3 days of not vlogging, I've noticed I just kept doing I went into the doom scroll, what do you call it? Like vortex, where you just keep scrolling and you don't stop. And I had a hard time sleeping last night because of that. I literally spent 2 hours just scrolling and watching dumb things on Instagram. I had already stopped that for like literally since the beginning of the year, and it felt so good. It's crazy, you know, so I'm trying not to drink no more. I don't drink coffee, which I can report back to you guys that I've been feeling super awesome. You know, I was getting very tired lately. The past 5-6 months, I've been like, what is going on with me? I've just been having this like very extreme fatigue. Like I don't know why, I'm just always so like tired and low energy. And I'm thinking, I'm over here taking vitamins, I'm trying to check my sleep, everything like that. And I don't know what's going on, I'm not sick. It's just, it's just been bothering me. And removing caffeine, consuming less social media, and reducing drinking, like, has made a huge difference. Like I want to say the past month, I've been feeling very, very good on that. And I think a big thing, one of the biggest changes was literally the caffeine and the alcohol. So removing those two things already gave me like a good 40-50% boost in my energy levels, which was crazy to me. The thing that I noticed was, like I said, that I'm just consuming more. Now that I'm not vlogging, it seems like I just jumped back to the from creator to consumer. And I have been watching all of your guys' vlogs. I've been on Instagram a lot more. I did get a lot of my work done because I've been buried with work. Today we're gonna go, it's a 2-hour day. I have 2 films to shoot, commercials, having a pretty busy day. I wanted to start it off with a vlog though, because I kind of want to get back into it. I don't know how many videos I'm gonna be dropping, but I thought about like 1 or 2 maybe max per week at the moment. Later on, I will get back into, ouch, hold on. Got a little rock. I'm doing the dad Crocs, no socks kind of day. And oh wow, guy's got some Beats in his car. The consuming thing, I had to stop it. Like after 3 days, I actually ended up turning on a screen time limit on my YouTube app, which I had never done before because I never really abused the YouTube app. And I'm not talking about the YouTube Studio app, I'm talking about just regular YouTube. But I just found myself like watching video after video after video after video, and it's like, whoa. And it's like none of these videos were even giving me anything that was actually helping me. They were just stupid podcasts, stupid videos on just, it was weird. It was like I ended up going into this like cycle of like watching videos about the war and like, which actually gives me a lot of anxiety, so I shouldn't be watching those. I had a hard time sleeping last night because my brain wouldn't shut off, because I literally was in bed for 2 hours scrolling on YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. I didn't notice it until last night. Last night was the first night that I couldn't go to sleep because of that. And it literally took about an hour for my brain to finally like taper down from all. It's like my brain was like generating random like reels in my head, and like the amount of thoughts that were raising were insane. So be careful on that. Which brings me to this point. Remember when I told you guys about my 30-day challenge that everybody's kind of been doing, and I brought that up a long time ago, and everybody went through it. And I know Isaac Sinceros, who I've been watching here very closely. By the way, Isaac, congratulations, dude, on your engagement. I'm so happy for you, dude. Literally, I was almost in tears in my bed watching your vlog. I just felt the joy in you and your fiance and your family. And I'm just so happy. I really am so happy for you. I just wanted to tell you that I'm super happy for you and your family, and I enjoy your vlogs. You're almost there, man. I think you have about 3 more vlogs to complete your challenge. Now, you can decide to take this or not. I won't get offended, but I want to add this to you guys. If you guys are in this challenge or thinking about doing the 30-day challenge of daily vlogging, I'm going to add this. So this is like an updated one. So once you hit that challenge, the next one, if you're like me and likes to do challenges, I think, Isaac, you love challenges, you're in fitness, we got to challenge ourselves. That's a healthy thing. I'm gonna say add a 7-day, yes, 1 week, don't touch your action camera challenge right after those 30 days of going hard. You need to shock the system, dude. We need to all shock the system. And you tell me what you learn in those 7 days, because once you slow down, park the vehicle, and look, you're gonna realize different things. During these 7 days, you're not just gonna chill. One of the things that I want you to do is, and this is what I did during this break, I ended up studying my vlogs. I was going back and watching my journey, because sometimes we keep going, and we don't even look back and see like what we have created, where the passion came from, how you felt in those times. And so it's nice to take a little pause, study your vlogs, all the good moments. Like, actually enjoy those moments, because right now we're creating. And we talk about creating a diary for our lives and to look back on. But I think we should take breaks like I did and look back on those and enjoy them. Now that you've created a nice batch 30-day vlogging, go back, enjoy all those moments, watch them with your family, watch them with your fiance, watch them by yourself. Just watch them and enjoy them, because guys, remember, we don't have our lives guaranteed. What if something happened to you today and you didn't go back, you didn't even watch those vlogs, like you just created them out there? Like, go back and enjoy your work. Give yourself a pat in the back, give yourself some laughs, because I know I do. I go back on my vlogs and I'm like, what the heck was I talking about? Like, I just laugh about all that stuff. It's funny. It's funny. And then I also remember how I felt in those vlogs. So anyways, enjoy your vlogs, take 7 days off, study all your vlogs, and think about what it is that you want to do. Like, because you'll realize that as you take a step back, you're gonna see things that you probably missed because you've been just so focusing on moving to the next thing. That is good, because by now, hopefully you've already gotten your rhythm. Obviously, if you made it to 30 days of daily vlogging, your whole setup is ready to go. That's the next one. For those that wanna take the 7-day break challenge, after the 30-day, you're gonna thank me for it. And then you can come back and vlog however many times you want. But take a little breather and enjoy what you've already created. Go back and watch those vlogs. It's so fun. Me and my wife at the beginning used to watch my vlogs, and we would laugh, because like, I don't know, I didn't realize how many quirky things I would do. I would laugh at myself. I couldn't believe it. I had a great 4th of July weekend with my in-laws. I ended up going with my father-in-law on a boat, and we watched the fireworks very close. When I did my last vlog, after that, I literally just sat at home, enjoyed a lot of time with my family. Like, I spent a lot of time with my family. We went out bowling a few times. We did a lot of things. I was trying to be more present and using my vlog time as to replace it with like some family time. I also got caught up on work. Like I said, the only challenging thing was that I was starting to consume a little bit more than what I wanted to. That's something that I need to, now that I'm aware of it and that it is true, I need to be aware of the apps and stuff like that. So I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on TikTok, but IG and YouTube all of a sudden like started taking over the vlogging. If I wasn't vlogging, then I was just consuming. And that to me does a lot of, I get a negative impact from all of that. It's just too much for me to take, especially with like my mental health and everything like that. So where vlogging is actually positive, like I actually can let my thoughts go. It feels so relieving right now to vlog. I feel refreshed. And I hope you guys can see that through the video, because I want you guys to be motivated. And if you feel unmotivated right now, I want you to take a break. It's okay to take a break. Nobody's gonna forget about you. Your views are not gonna drop. You're not gonna lose subscribers. Like, let it be. I'm actually thinking about completely deleting the YouTube app. It's something that's been like in my head recently. Just like a temporarily, like maybe I delete it for like 30 days and not look at it, because I want to focus back on vlogging and not the numbers. It's funny actually, even after taking a break, I think I went up like 10 or 15 subscribers, which it's like one per day, but it's still growing. Like there's a lot of videos. I can't believe I have about 130 videos on my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep making vlogs, tutorials, all kinds of stuff, because that's what this channel is about. So anyways, I just wanted to hop on here. I am going to go have lunch with my friend because we have a production that he's helping me for my church tomorrow. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. He's actually gonna be going to Jamaica with me. So we're just gonna have some tacos. It's very humid out here. I really like it. I feel energized. So thank you guys for tuning in, for being there for me. I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and thank you for sticking around on this vlog. Peace out, homies.